若い頃の父ちゃんが絶対勝つ。
自分の子供には負けらんねえってばよ。
Boruto Uzumaki is a young shinobi hailing from the Hidden Leaf Village's Uzumaki clan. Firstborn son to the 7th Hokage, Naruto Uzumaki, Boruto has had an upbringing that he feels is unfair to him. Being so preoccupied with his responsibilities, Naruto has not found much time to grow and bond with his own son. The absence of his father has led Boruto to become resentful of the Hokage title and everything that it stands for, making him clash with the ideals of many others. Boruto feels neglected, much like his father did at his age, but unlike him, he has the support of many others who give him company when his father cannot. Boruto is seen as a prodigy, which is in no small part due to being a descendant of the Hyuga and Uzumaki bloodlines. He boasts excellent chakra control, which is unnaturally adept for a shinobi of his age, which he now uses to drive forth his ideals and potential. Learning to respect the Hokage title was a hard pill to swallow, but once he did, Boruto fostered a more positive relationship with his father, as well as learning more about his world so he can work harder and surpass Naruto someday. Being small, nimble, and having precise chakra control makes Boruto a worthy and troublesome opponent on the field. In Jump Force, Boruto utilizes these strengths to put pressure on the opponent from range and quickly move in to start dealing damage. I would classify Boruto as a projectile rushdown character, who can quickly set up long-range attacks, but works really well with a heavily aggro playstyle, attacking quickly and consistently to make up for his lower damage. Boruto's first ability is called Vanishing Rasengan. Boruto stands in place for about a second to charge the attack before throwing the Rasengan at the opponent. The short wind-up doesn't take too long, but it is long enough that it can make it difficult to use in combos. Also, the projectile itself travels incredibly slow. After about 1 second after being thrown, the Rasengan vanishes. Whilst mostly a gimmick, it can become difficult for the opponent to track it in the midst of the action. Upon connection with the opponent, the projectile will explode, dealing decent damage and knocking the opponent back. The Vanishing Rasengan is Boruto's most unique tool and is the largest part of his game plan. Only costing 1 bar of energy to use, Boruto will almost always have access to this ability and be in a situation to use it. I find it to be a great tool in the neutral to help cover Boruto's advance and begin pressuring the opponent. It also serves as a solid combo tool, as landing it will allow you to follow up with any of his abilities. Additionally, Vanishing Rasengan can reset the damage scaling in a combo, so with clever application, Boruto can rack up high amounts of damage with minimal usage of his resources. The Vanishing Rasengan will last about 6 seconds after being thrown, which is a good amount of time to apply pressure or charge for energy. Boruto can throw another Vanishing Rasengan out as well, however if he does that, the first one will completely disappear. Using assists to continue your combos will make the damage reset factor of this move very powerful. Vanishing Rasengan is versatile, being useful for combo damage and neutral pressure. Boruto's second ability is called Boruto Burst. Boruto spawns a clone of himself on the spot and throws it forward towards the enemy. Mechanically, this is just a dash ability. The speed of the dash is good, but the range is fairly average. Upon connection with the opponent, a cinematic will play, where Boruto attacks the opponent and knocks him far away. It should also be noted that this ability resets the positions of Boruto and his opponent, so no matter what, Boruto will be in the middle of the arena once it's finished, which is useful to know. This is Boruto's best combo ending tool for its consistency and damage. You can rely on this ability landing in your combos and getting consistent damage from doing so. Some of the shortcomings with this ability, including its shorter range and lower damage compared to other dash supers, is counteracted by the cost only being 1 bar, meaning you can use it in most situations as a combo ender. You can use it in the neutral as a counter attack tool as well, because it can armor through most attacks. Boruto Burst is very easy to combo into and can allow for combo continuations with the use of assists. Boruto's third ability is called Lightning Triplet. Boruto stands in place and throws 3 projectiles at the same time towards the opponent. The startup is very fast and so is the travel speed of the projectiles. The projectiles travel in a mostly linear fashion but home in on the enemy. The home in becomes stronger as the projectiles travel, meaning that they will more heavily home in towards the end of their range. The ability can be used in the air, which is helpful for a quick attack when the opponent isn't expecting it. It also has seemingly indefinite range, being able to go from one end of the arena to the other. Lightning Triplet can be charged, which takes about a second. Once charged, Boruto will throw them at the same speed, but they will be more spread out horizontally. Other than this, they are pretty much the same way, even dealing the same amount of damage. The attack cannot be charged when Boruto throws them from the air. Charging the attack can make it more difficult to dodge due to its increased spread. However, towards the end of their range, they cluster more closely together due to the home in. The charged version can also compromise the damage due to its spread, causing more of the projectiles to miss. Only costing 1 bar, this is also a powerful tool for Boruto, allowing him to quickly get a projectile out or easily end combos that Boruto Burst cannot. Boruto's Awaken ability is called Boruto Spiral. Boruto dashes towards the opponent with decent range. Upon connection with the opponent, Boruto will unleash a sequence of attacks before delivering the final blow, sending the opponent flying far away. The movement of this ability is weird, as Boruto moves very slowly to begin with before dashing at full speed and then stopping. The slower speed and shorter range make this ability more difficult to combo into than many other Awakened abilities such as Dai's or Dio's. Similar to his second ability, Boruto Burst, the opponent will be sent flying away and the positions of Boruto and his opponent will be consistent when this ability lands. For Boruto's assist, he uses his first ability, Vanishing Rasengan. This is overall a very good assist for a few reasons, but definitely requires a lot more practice than something like Piccolo or Rukia. Much like the original ability, the assist version of Vanishing Rasengan has utility in the neutral and can be used in combos for significant damage enhancements, so it's versatile. The more common use for this ability is to use it within your own combos to reset damage scaling and reach incredibly high damage numbers. With it being an assist, you can continue attacking whilst the slow projectile is charging up and travelling. This makes it a lot easier to use. Alternatively, this assist can get some value in the neutral in a similar way to how Boruto uses it himself, where you can throw out the Rasengan and then use it to cover your approach and apply pressure. Being such a versatile ability, this assist can work well with most if not all characters in the game, it just requires a lot more practice. Boruto is heavily focused on offensive gameplay. Despite having 2 different projectiles at his disposal, he isn't meant to be played defensively, although his zoning isn't too bad. Boruto's projectile game is largely focused around him being able to apply pressure on the opponent as he moves in for combos. One thing I have identified is that Boruto is all about option select, which is choosing what to do and when for the outcome that best suits you. With 3 abilities all costing only 1 bar, Boruto should always have access to an ability, meaning that he can affect the flow of the fight whenever he should need to. Vanishing Rasengan is Boruto's go-to attack when looking at applying block pressure and mix-up on the opponent, which can easily confirm into a combo if it connects. Using this in the neutral is the best way to move into the pressure game for Boruto, which makes him a threat. Whilst the vanish aspect isn't too big an issue for the opponent, they can have trouble tracking it if Boruto is using his pressure correctly, utilising high speed movement as well as his other abilities and attacks. Boruto isn't a character who needs assists to do what he does, but they are definitely a necessity in his game plan if you want to maximise his damage potential. That's why I'd always say to pair him with a character who can hold the opponent in place long enough for you to use your Vanishing Rasengan within a combo. Boruto's damage output alone isn't spectacular, so being able to pressure the opponent correctly and confirm into multiple combos in a shorter amount of time is essential to his gameplay, focusing more on fast, low damage aggression. Boruto Burst with its armor properties is a solid neutral tool to get in on the opponent and can land some free damage a lot of the time. It's also his best combo ender for consistency and damage, so it's always effective to use there. The position reset does give some utility, but the distance between Boruto and his opponent is something that you will need to factor into your next approach on the opponent. Lightning Triplet is a solid choice as a poke tool and also good once again for range pressure due to its speed. Learning when to use his ability charged versus uncharged will make it a lot more difficult for the opponent to dodge and give it some more consistency and mix up when at range. It's also a solid combo extension tool using an assist, and generally has more opportunities for use within combos than Boruto Burst. When it comes to specific option select within combos, Vanishing Rasengan is good to use at the end as it can start moving towards the opponent and you can apply pressure the moment they stand up. Boruto Burst is the best combo ender for its consistency and damage, which also sends the opponent far away enough that Boruto can move back to range pressure or prepare for another assault. Lightning Triplet is an easy combo extender or even ender and has some solid pressure in the neutral, once again great for allowing Boruto to move into offense in the close range. Having a very unique and versatile moveset at his disposal give Boruto a lot of interesting options in the game. Utilising his 2 projectiles, he can apply pressure from range and move in for close range pressure, utilising his aggression to mix up the opponent. Whilst a solid character by himself, his potential with assists is limitless, especially with his own assist Vanishing Rasengan. He's got great tools to get in on the opponent and solid tools to play defensively in the neutral. Whilst fairly straightforward to pick up, Boruto's true potential is generally underrated, having great offense and one of the best assists in the game. I'll definitely recommend him to anyone who wants a fun and unique offensive gameplay style while still having a little bit of room to play at a distance. Guys, this has been the character overview for Boruto Uzumaki. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.